Welcome back, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And after that last episode that we saw where we got, unfortunately, cut out of both cup competitions, we now turn our full focus to the league to see if we can either secure a playoff spot or maybe even secure an automatic spot. I think the league title's out of the question, and I'll show you as to why in a moment. But since them cup games, the form questionable, and I'm going to show you that right now. So as you can see, after that loss against Watford on penalties, we went and played Lincoln at home. We managed to win 3-1, Francis grabbing 2, and Thomas Woodward actually coming on for Joe Hugill, who was just having an absolutely poor game, 6.4, come on and scored, so good for him. We then drew 2-2 with Exeter. Some eagle-eyed viewers may notice a new name on the team sheet, and we'll go through that in a moment. We then beat Colchester 2-1 away from home. Luckily, they had a man sent off in the 85th minute, so it kind of just, plateaued out, but up nervy up till the 83rd minute. And then we managed to sort of drag out a draw, really, against Plymouth Argyle. They had to score an own goal, and that was the only goal for us in the whole entire game. Bring us back to the Notts County game. In terms of where that leaves us in terms of the league, we are currently sitting 4th, played 32, won 16, draw 9, lost 7, goals for 63, goals against 36. So we are, again, one of the most defensive solid teams in the league. And that is, again, thanks to the way that we set up our team and the way that we drill our players to be so compact when we are defending. Goal difference of 27, again, one of the best in the league, and on 57 points. The reason why I think title's probably out of question, we are 11 points behind Sheffield Wednesday. We're only 8 points behind Bristol City. Who knows? Potentially, automatics might be on the cards. Playoffs might be on the cards, but to be honest, I say it, I would be disappointed if we didn't finish in the playoffs now, but that was never actually an objective of ours this season. Ours was literally just to stay up and survive, and I'd be happy even if we finish sort of top 10. Top 10 now, I think, is our minimum that we would accept, a minimum realistic target now, top 10. But the new guy, I feel like he's going to be an absolute revelation and a very good player for us to sign, and we're not paying him too much money as well, which is beautiful. So Callum Olasisi joins the club, comes in as a natural centre defensive midfielder, but also can play as a natural midfielder. Only on 2.1k a week, so not bad. Value up to a maximum of 1.8 million, which we like to see. He did insist on a release clause, so that is 3.5 million, which someone comes in with 3.5 million in the summer, I'll absolutely snatch their hand for it, right? But so far, so good. 3 appearances, 1 goal, no assists yet, but a 6.7 average rating. Can't complain really with how he's sort of fit in. Remember, he's only just joined us alongside Gromek, who can sit there. We had box to box because, of course, we had Sol Gordon in the last game play there. But as you can see, Victor Gromek's just going to sit there, disrupt. Elise's going to then, Olasisi, I'm probably going to call him Elise a lot. Olasisi can then sit there, ping the balls forward, Xabi Alonso-esque, and then sit in that defensive midfield role as well. Actually, we might put him pressing, get him a little bit further up the pitch. But other than that, we're going to make a couple of changes because the games are coming sort of thick and fast. Here we go. The team sheets are in. I won't go through them. You've already seen them on the actual team selection. Recent forms shows Notts County 17th and us 4th, so that sort of goes well. I'm just going to say, though, it's important to make our home advantage count. Rely on that 12th player, the fans, you guys at home, and of course, me here on the sidelines, making sure we give them that edge against Notts County today. Playing in our classic white and blue kit, going from right to left, or left to right, sorry. God, how embarrassing, going from left to right. Realistically, 3 points here, hopefully. A couple of losses for Cambridge, Preston or Plymouth, that would be ideal. Give us a little bit of a points gap. Then we can sort of focus on looking up above us rather than sort of looking below us. So as I say, that Preston are now losing 2-1 to Reading. That is going well. Also, forgot to mention, I did say I was going to show you what wage budget Reading potentially have to play with. We'll see if we can look at that after the game. Cambridge also losing, which is good. If they've still got that managerial vacancy, I don't know if they have or not. I tell you what, it was an absolute monstrous wage budget that they have to play. And really, it was just my curiosity more than anything, because it come up that Reading had sacked their manager. So I thought, okay, well, I'll have a look because I know it'll be under the job vacancies. And it's absolutely ridiculous, the money that they can spend on wages. But obviously with FFP, I don't know what they can specifically spend from that, of course. I'm sure it's a damn sight a lot more than what we can spend. But here we go. Berkeley Achpong here. Back into Olasisi. Ishmael. Jones is there but can't get his header off. Josh into Gromek. Gromek, misplaces that ball absolutely atrociously. We don't want to be seeing that. Come on, Gromek. You're better than that. That's like Shawaib would do, not you. And then they drill it across the middle and tap it in. Of course they do. A silly mistake. And we go 1-0 down at home. Not something that we want to see. I'm going to say demand more from the boys. I tell you, everyone's bloody shattered. I don't know why we're having so many games so quick. Everyone is absolutely shattered. 1 minute of added time. I'm not really quite sure why we're seeing this highlight, because it's probably just going to be played across and then go out for half time. There we go. Absolutely pointless. Absolutely pointless game. I'm going to say I'm angry. You've not performed well. We've got a lot of tired players, I'll give them that. But in the same breath, we're better than that. And we are so much better than that. Olasisi's going to come off just because he's absolutely knackered. Shawaib's going to go into the deep playmaker role. Ishmael's going to come off because he's knackered. Oh, yeah, we don't have a lot to play with. Hugo's going to come off because, again, not having a great game. Not actually had any impact at all this game. And other than that, I'm not going to make any other changes. I'll leave one sub left over in case we get any injuries or a little bit later on in the game. Branningham loses the ball, but of course it's the first highlight. Jones here, chases the ball, puts it in. Francis, unfortunately, can't jump. Jones here. Why are you trying to give that? Just take the shot, drill it. We're all over them. We're all over them, this highlight, but we're not really making it count. Shawaib. Lovely ball for Francis. Question of offside though, but it puts it in the net. No, it counts. Let's go. That was almost like a VAR moment of waiting before you celebrate, right? But an absolute beautiful ball. Bring Shawaib on. Tell him to just ping them balls. Olasisi, take note. This is what I want you to be doing. Lovely ball. Outside of the boot as well. Lovely vision from Francis to run onto that. And Percy-esque hits it on the volley when it beps over his shoulder. So a lovely goal and a lovely team goal to bring us back level. Let's now stay compact. Nambasi into Jones. Into Shawaib. Branningham. Jones. A lovely bit of build-up play here from Oxford City. Lovely ball into Branningham. What can he do with it? Cuts it back to Jones. Gordon! We've seen Gordon smash a few of them into the top corner a couple of times, so I'm not angry with him trying to take that shot on there. But so far, 1-1. Not a terrible result as things stand. Cambridge are losing. Preston are still losing, which is fine. Lincoln, they're probably winning because they've gone up the table, yet they're playing bottom of the league. I mean, everyone beats them, and Peterborough are winning. So far, teams around us are dropping points. We're picking up a point as things stand, but of course, a lot of football still to play. 61 minutes on the clock. Dangerous attack here for Notts County, but we managed to deal with the first attempt. Branningham, lovely bit of play, getting in there, getting the ball back for the team. Lovely ball from Francis. Francis! Oh, he's hit the crossbar! See, that's what you get with Francis. You get them proper runs in behind, which Hugo doesn't really do that. So we have to question... Here we go. There we go. We have to question whether Francis potentially maybe starts becoming the main man up top. He gives us a little bit different. He has them runs in behind. But of course, we go agonisingly close. And then they score. It was just written, wasn't it? We just knew that was going to happen. So that's why I didn't really react too much to it, because it was just written in the stars, as Gary Neville would say. Let's see if we can get a point back here, though. Gordon with a dangerous free kick. Delivery into the box. We pick it up on the outside of the box. We're playing it between the defenders here. Jones, Branningham, Josh, Achapong, Francis. Right at the goalkeeper. We've seen more from Francis in this half than we've seen from Joe Hugo in about 3 games, I feel. But can we go on and get an equaliser? I'm going to go attacking. Ideally, us picking up a point still helps, right? Reading are now going to be going sort of 2 points above us. If we can pick up a point, that narrows it down to just a point ahead. Branningham, Johnson. And he's offside. So anticlimactic that is when that happens. Because you just think, there's a chance. No, there's no chance. There's no chance in hell. Ball here into Notts County. They put the ball across. We deal with it well. First time we've probably dealt with a ball like that well. There's a bit of weakness on that left-hand side, it seems. Obviously, Ishmael happened to come off. That's surely offside. Surely that's offside. Yeah, I was going to say. Miles offside. 5 minutes out of time. Can we get an equaliser? Jones here. What's he going to do with it? He's going to try and take on the defence. Puts it into Francis. Branningham. Shoaib. Back to Jones. Lovely bit of play. Akchapong. Shoaib. Traore. The loanies are all, apart from Shoaib, linking up nicely. Francis! Ah, that was your one chance. That was the one chance that we're going to get. And now the game will just play out to full time. And there you go. Just not clinical enough. And Cambridge managed to get a last-minute equaliser, so they now go above us on points. So we drop down to 5th. We are only now 2 points clear of that playoff spot. So I'm going to say we weren't good enough, and we need to be improving. And I'm thinking maybe Francis starts up top in the next game because we're just not getting enough from Joe Hugill. We're really not. But what the plan will be, I'm going to get the press conference done. Then we're going to skip forward a couple of games. I'll do this. Oh, I can't actually. There we go. I'll leave it. Salford, that's a big game, to be fair. Actually, no, it's not. They're not in the playoffs anymore. So, no, we'll skip over the Salford game. We've already seen us play them as well, to be fair. Blackpool, Barnsley, Bristol City, we've seen us play, so probably won't want to bring us back to that. Where's Barnsley in the league? 16th. I'm trying to think of games that are actually sort of got relevance to them, but other than Bristol City, Reading, or Preston, we're not really playing a team in the top half of the table. So what I probably will do is skip it forward over maybe the Salford and Blackpool game and just bring us back for the Barnsley game so we see the game at the end of February. And then what we'll do is probably then see in the next episode after that, Bristol City and, well, we might stay in Bristol City and Bristol Rovers, and then maybe to clear it out to see how we're getting on. We'll see maybe 1 or 2 at the end. But it depends on how the running obviously is going. Let me see if I can show you the vacant position with Reading. Have they still got it? I don't think so. It looks like they've replaced this, already been replaced. What's out of interest? 623,000 is Watford's wage budget. Oh my God, and that's only a league above us. If we did get promoted, we'll get absolutely laughed out of the division. I'll see if I can find it. Actually, hang on. I can still see their wage bill by clicking on this. So actually, all I've got to do here is find, easier said than done, find the teams in League One. And we can see it, 557,129. This is their actual wage bill, not even their wage budget. So I think it's safe to say we are probably, Bristol Rovers, quite a low budget. Blackpool, AFC Wimbledon. I think we legitimately have one of the lowest budgets in the league. Reading, 172,000. Yeah. So what we're actually doing with the club, let's be honest, is absolutely fantastic. When our wage budget was, 46,000. And we're not paying that. We're $3,000 under. So about 41,000. 43,000. Anyway, I'm going to skip forward the games, like I said, and I'll bring you back once we are at what game did we say? The Barnsley game. I'll bring you back to that. So just to bring you back earlier than expected, as you can see on the screen, we have now been placed under a transfer embargo. And that's because there's been rumours of a potential takeover. It looks like a fans consortium is looking to take over the club. So takeover rumours at the MG Group Stadium have gathered further and fresh momentum this week, with Sky Bet League One side Oxford City reportedly holding talks with a newly founded supporters trust. Doesn't scream big money investment. That's my only concern. Obviously, I will keep you updated if anything happens on that before the Barnsley game. I've got the Salford game and Blackpool game still to play. But as you can see, I just wanted to bring you back to that important little bit of information. So here we are. We're back at the game against Barnsley. And as you can see, in terms of the two games that happened off camera, we didn't hear anything more with regards to the potential takeover or the transfer embargo. Obviously, I will update you if we hear anything in the next episode, right? Hopefully it gets done soon. I know we're not really near the end of the season, but also I don't want it dragging on into the summer. But as you can see, we beat Salford 2-0. We managed to... It looks more flattering, right? We scored in the 70th minute and then we scored a 93rd minute penalty to win 2-0 at home. And then we managed to beat Blackpool 4-1 at home with Sol Gordon again getting 2, Cole Branningham and Bruno Nambasi scoring his first goal for the club. Very good results indeed. What does that mean in terms of the live league table? 63 points. 7 points gap now between us and Sheffield Wednesday. A 9-point gap between us and dropping out of the playoffs. So playoffs are most certainly not secure as yet, and nor is automatics off of the table. So it's very important that we keep a close eye on the games that happen around us. Sheffield Wednesday actually lost again, so we now actually have a game in hand of them. So we win this, we close that gap even further. And to be fair, Preston and Salford have also played 36. If we can win this game today, we're going to really stretch that gap between us and dropping out of the playoffs even more, which will be a fantastic achievement for us to do. Without further ado, let's get straight into the game against Barnsley. I'll bring you back for that also important team talk so we can really get some fire into the boys, so we can go out and put in a dominating performance just like we did against Blackpool. So here we are with the team sheets pretty much unchanged. Luke Harris has now returned from a batch of food poisoning and flu. He had flu back to back twice, so he was out for 4 weeks and then got food poisoning. The guy's immune system is in the toilet. But as you can see, pretty much standard starting 11 for us here now at this part of the season. So right in goal, Nambasi, Johnson, Hardy and Ishmael making up the defence. Gromick, Gordon and Callum Olasisi in midfield, with Holland and Brannigan making the width, with Francis leading the line. Not really been impressed with Joe Hugill. I'm going to drop him and I'm going to put Francis up top, who also has had a batch of food poisoning. So there could be some sabotaging going on from other teams in the league, some may say, but he's back, he's fit, so he's going to start. And we do have Hugill on the bench, so we can bring him on if we need to, because as we saw from them last 2 games, that was not written on the cards, was it? 30 seconds in, we're 1-0 down. As we saw from them last 2 games, Hugill's not scored a single goal in them last 2, and I don't think he's scored for a good couple of games now. Not ideal, to say the least, but this is even more not ideal by going 1-0 down within the first minute of the game. So hopefully we can switch on and actually wake up now and get our noses back level, and then look at a way of finding our way back into the game to get into a winning position. Barnsley are 19th in the league, so I mean realistically we should not be getting beaten. Oh, Olasisi had a shot from close range and the keeper saved it. Don't really know how the keeper managed to save that, if I'm honest, but he did. I will give him his credit where credit is due. That was literally a tap in, basically, and Olasisi should have done better with that, you would argue. But so far, not a good start. We're not seeing much. Ratings aren't bad though, so we're not playing bad. We're just not making anything with the ball. We're not making any clear-cut chances. Long goal kick downfield. Nambasi wins it, but we don't win the second ball. It's just going to come straight back at us. Again, long ball, but Hardy deals with it perfectly. Gromick into Branningham. Francis. Olasisi's there in support, but he doesn't see it. He tries to go selfish and gets dispossessed. That's not what you want to see. Their goalkeeper here. They're just playing it around the back. They're wasting a little bit of time. But that means that we can get the pressure onto him, as you like to see. Olasisi, lovely ball for Gordon. Branningham, there he is. There's the boy. Cutting in on that left-hand side where Francis has moved up front. I do like him in that inside winger role. He is quite naturally gifted in that position, and I think his preference to be a cam works well with the inside winger because he is more creative, but he can also score goals, right? It does work with him playing in that role with Francis up top, but of course if Hugo's starting, Francis is our main man as an inside forward on that wing, and we've trained him from day one to do that. Surely that is a red card. He just gets a warning, didn't even get a yellow. Francis was through on goal. Holland here. Oh, audacious attempt. On a CC as well. Goalkeeper gets up off the ground and saves it. That was an audacious attempt at a free kick and nearly paid off, to be fair. Nearly paid off. But so far, 1-1. We go in at half time. Honours are even right now. I'm going to say the scoreline doesn't affect, or doesn't represent what the game has been. We've been the better side. Let's go out there and prove to them why we are the better team. You ain't going to do it with a highlight like that, Branningham, though. Let's have a little bit of extra composure from you. 51 minutes played. Still 1-1. We're comfortable with possession. We're dominating pretty much every single stat. We now need to make that count. Holland here. You could have knocked it down to Francis. He was right in front of you. I'm not really sure why you're headering that back to the goalkeeper. Johnson deals with that all day long. Into Hardy, Ishmael, Branningham. Olasisi dispossessed easy. And are we going to concede from that? Luckily, they ain't got their shooting boots on. But we could have, so we need to switch on. Hardy, Ishmael, Branningham, the goal scorer this afternoon. Elise, Malachi Hardy. Some slow build-up play here from the boys. Ishmael takes his man on, beats him, leaves him for dead, puts the ball in, but it goes straight into the goalkeeper's grasp. The good news is we are seeing a lot of play. Olasisi into Nambasi. Holland. Balls forward into Branningham. I'm not sure who that was to. Ishmael's there, though, to follow up. Ball across. Ishmael into Francis. It was an absolute sitter on the edge of the box. And Francis cannot score. I think it's the curse of us playing a striker, to be honest. Francis, if he was as an inside forward role, he would have probably banged that in. Probably would have banged it in. But playing in the striker position, they're just not enjoying it for some reason. Whoever's in that position just absolutely hates it. Going to take Olasisi off as well. Put on Harris, move them two around. And I think other than that, we're not going to make much other changes. We might go for another channel midfielder just to try and get a little bit of more sort of bodies forward. Let's try and give Hugo some support. Try and let him get the winner. Malachi Hardy here into Ishmael. We're seeing a lot of attack from the left-hand side. We're not seeing a lot on the right. They're obviously enjoying this left-hand side a lot more. Gromick into Holland. What can Holland do with it here? He puts the ball in. Olasisi's there. He gets taken down and it goes out for a penalty. That means Mr. Gromick, our Polish superstar, is going to step up for the penalty. Can he put it away? He can. Puts us leading the line today. Leading the line? Leading the game this afternoon in the pouring down rain at Barnsley. And a big 3 points. Sheffield Wednesday dropping points is massive now. And so far, so good. Reading are also drawing, which is good news. So they're not going to go further forward. Cambridge are winning. That's not the best. But to be fair, Cambridge are a fair few places behind us now. Nambasi deals with that well, but then seems to just capitulate and pass it to them. But we managed to get away from the danger. Holland here into Harris. Harris now into Johnson. Hardy. Ball over the top. Hugo takes it down nicely. Oh! And there you go. He's just gone. Thank you very much, Gaffer. That's why you should be playing me. And I agree. If you do that, I should be playing you. But unfortunately, it's a rarity that you do that. So that's why you haven't been playing. We're going to make some changes now. Get the tired legs off. We don't want to risk any unnecessary injuries. We're going to praise the boys. We're then going to go a little bit of time wasting, drop the tempo and go to a standard passing now. We don't need to take risks. We don't need to overexert ourselves. We can just let the clock tick down now and play our football without any pressure. The shackles are off now, so to speak. Traore into Gromick. Harris. Johnson into Josh. Everyone's getting a touch. Ishmael. Gordon. Can Gordon get that ball back across? Back Ishmael, back Gordon, and Gordon tucks it in. 8 goals in 27 matches now for Sol Gordon. Definitely a name we want to look at potentially making a permanent stay here at Oxford City. Of course, he's on loan from Chelsea, but I do believe his contract expires at the end of the season. So is that a player that we can bring in? Or will Chelsea look to offer him a new deal as the season comes to an end? I hope not, for our sake. But I mean, they would be silly not to tie him down for a few more years. But there we go. A 4-1 win over Barnsley. The match momentum, we were absolutely dominating pretty much the whole game. And that does mean that the live league table, we now do move up to 3rd. And we are now only 4 points behind Sheffield Wednesday. And look at Sheffield Wednesday's form in the last 5 games. They're starting to choke. And are they going to bottle it? I think Bristol City are probably out of reach still. I mean, it's not impossible. It's only 9 points. But let's focus at one step at a time. It does mean now we have got a pretty comfortable, still 9 points, but it's pretty comfortable as well with regards to the goal difference on them playoff spots. Well done. That was a good win for us. I can't have asked for more, and that is pretty much all she wrote. In terms of when we're going to come back, we probably will bring it back, I guess, to Bristol City, because Bristol City are top. I know we've seen us play them before, but they're top of the league. If we can pick up points against them, then who knows? But that's everything we're going to see in today's episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are we going up, either automatically or even by the playoffs? Let me know. I want to see your optimism, or do I want to see maybe your negativity if you don't think so? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see what you guys think. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you're new around here to continue watching the journey. Who knows? We could be in the Championship next season. And that is something that I did not think I was going to say. You know, episode 1, episode 2, we was questioning if we were even going to be here in a few episodes' time. And now we're potentially questioning whether we're going to go up to the Championship. Of course, a lot of football still to play. So make sure you're here to follow the journey. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell as well while you're there. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.